Few new faces on the roster this season. In a surprising move, the reigning sixth man of the year, Montrezl Harrell, left the Clippers to join the Lakers. They also brought in the man they drafted back in 2007, Powell's younger brother, Marc Gasol, another Laker link, and Wesley Matthews, whose father played for the Lakers during the Showtime era with Big Game. And they added depth at the point guard position, which was huge, trading for Dennis Schroeder, who is excited to show what he brings to the team.
I think bringing the energy, defensively, I just try to help my teammates, to either get the lead or win a game. Whatever it is, I do it. If it's diving on the floor, if it's getting a rebound, getting a steal. I think even with my offensive game, playing with AD or pick and roll, it's going to be dangerous as well, because I can create my own shot. I can give him an open look, create for others.
It's a different team for me. I have to, adjust to certain stuff, but with the right mindset and putting in the work and trusting your teammates and what they say and how they try to lead you. That's what I'm here for. My impressions are really good. Very fast solution mindset team. They find triggers so easily. Obviously, they're very talented. Everyone knows their role. Very deep team. Very good coaching staff. I mean, what else do you want me to say to the champions?
So here's who's in and who's out. You always hate to lose guys, but that's what happens when you win championships. Avery Bradley, Danny Green, Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee, and Rondo are all gone. We wish them luck. Here's who's here. Marc Gasol, Montrezl Harrell, Wesley Matthews, Dennis Schroeder, and Alfonso McKinney. I know it's going to be different, but do you think the Lakers are going to take a step back defensively? Can this still be a really good defensive team, Rob, when you look at the guys they lost?
Oh, yes, no doubt. When you got an anchor back there like AD, and then you have LeBron, and we forget, Montrezl was a heck of a defender. Wesley Matthews is a heck of a defender. Schroeder's, you lost some guys, but you replaced them with guys who are probably better, or if they worse a little bit. So I don't think defensively we lost step. We probably got a little bit better.
I ask you also because Marc Gasol, a former defensive player of the year, is not the same kind of defender he was. He's different. He's a smart defender, but you lose a little verticality with JaVale and Dwight. So I think that's what the question is. It's going to be different, right?
But here's the thing. People always think blocking shots is defense. Deterring shots, getting in the way of the path, taking charges. That's what these guys do. Taking a charge is equivalent to blocking a shot.
He's a smart defender, isn't he?
And it's a tournament. He's a great defender. He talks a lot. If you ever watch a film or games of Marc, he's constantly talking. He's constantly pointing. And that's what you have to have. You have to have a quarterback back there who can see behind the guys who are playing on-ball defense and tell them what they have coming and where they need to be. So he's an excellent communicator, and when you have a guy like that, your defense is better off.
What do you think about the defense, James? I mean, obviously, it helped them win a championship last year. It was the key ingredient.
Yeah, defense was the key from the very beginning. When Coach Vogel came in, he's always been a good communicator on that end of the floor, and so AD came in and said he wanted to be Defensive Player of the Year, and he got the protection at the rim, along with McGee. McGee didn't get the minutes. The guy that really stood out, I thought, was Dwight Howard. So losing him off the bench, what he was able to do against Jokic, you bring in Marc Gasol, you get a similar type player. Rob said it, very intelligent, maybe doesn't have the leaping ability, the verticality, but definitely, wise. I'm sure he and LeBron have a conversation about that. Was the 2012 Defensive Player of the Year?
He said Gasol's got his trophy in his house.
But let's not forget we lost some key players. But look, Caruso, defensive, intangibles. Pope really picked it up defensive. So you still have the nucleus, and when you bring in Montrezl and players like that, I think they're not going to lose a step defensively. They might not have as many, shots blocked, but their defense is going to stand up, I think.
All right, straight ahead on Access, what more should we expect to see from Kyle Kuzma in year 4? Perez breaks it down with Allie next on the three-point play. Plus, a little bit later in the show, we're playing games in the preseason. Counted or doubted with Big Game and Big Shot.
Not bad cop, good
Count
cop.
it. That's not good cop, bad cop. Count her down,
You know we're wrong, man. We got to have bad cop, good cop.
We got to know. We got more nights.
4 preseason games for the purple and gold, starting with tonight's game against the Clippers. Sunday, they play another game of the Hallway series, and then they head to Arizona for 2 more games to take on the new-look Suns. That's right. It's time to welcome in our Lakers insider, Mike Bresnahan. Brez, it's time for your 3-point play. 3 things that you will have your eye on tonight. And we begin with all the new faces to Laker Nation this season. I think we're all anxious to see how this will play out. What will you have your eye on?
Yeah, no doubt. Usually we talk about training camp battles this time of year. You know, who's going to make the team, who's going to start, who's going to sit, come off the bench. And let's talk a little bit about basically the guys who are going to be starting tonight potentially. I imagine Schroeder is in the game. I imagine Montrezl Harrell as well. Not a lot of guys suiting up for the Lakers, so it's a slam dunk they're in the lineup tonight. Will they be there on December 22nd? That right there is the big question on my mind. If we know Schroeder wants to play, he wants to start. He's already made that crystal clear. That's up to one man and one man only, Frank Vogel. It'll be big if he can make some threes, play a little D. And, of course, Montrezl Harrell, no threes from him, but definitely some D, high engine, high octane at all times. Eager to see how those guys look, presumably in the starting lineup tonight and maybe on opening night as well.
Now, your second point, this is not a new face, but you already know a lot of people will have their eye on Kyle Kuzma. First, are you still on the Kuz bus?
I'm still driving it.
Oh, okay.
I'm still excited to see
You're
what
not
he
on
can
it.
do.
You're driving it. Got it.
Was there a follow-up there?
You got it. You got it.
All right. Yeah, he's still my guy. And Allie, you are still on the Kuz bus as well. We'll try to get you a couple seats farther in the cabin. Not a lot of guys talking about Kuz right now. You know, a lot of new faces. Kuz is kind of getting lost in the shuffle, a little bit under the radar. And I get it. Everyone wants to talk about the new Lakers. Kuz, though, a couple things he can do to kind of reestablish his name in the headlines. Working that 3-point shot. Remember, as a rookie, he was 37%. He's kind of gone slightly downward in his next 2 pro seasons. Maybe he can get back up to the high 30s. That would definitely help him. Let's not forget, he's kind of in a contract year. He has basically, they can give him an extension over the next couple weeks, and then he'll be a restricted free agent at the end of this season if the Lakers do not give him an extension over the next short term. So Kuz, he's got some work to do this season unless he gets the big extension soon.
Speaking of contracts, now Kentavious Caldwell-Pope will not be playing tonight, but he earned himself a nice-looking deal with the Lake Show. What do you have on him?
Yeah, 3 years and $40 million. That's Allie Clifton money right there. I'm sure you both can rejoice in that type of cash. Yeah, KCP not playing tonight. To me, this tells me he's right up there with guys like LeBron and AD, guys who had a long and prosperous playoff run for the Lakers. So KCP is just going to kind of ease into the preseason. And it makes sense. We said before the Lakers got to the bubble, if KCP plays the best basketball of his career for the next 3 months, the Lakers might indeed be champs. He played great. Had a tough start in the first playoff game. Remember, Allie, he was 0 for 9, the worst shooting night of his career. I'd say he turned that around pretty quickly, had a very productive playoff run. He's not going to be playing tonight, but he will be key for the Lakers going forward from here.
By the way, Brez, if I made that kind of cash, I would be driving the Kuz bus, but we know who's doing that. Well done as always, right, my friend.
I try.
The preseason, it's coming up in just over 30 minutes at Staples Center. Championship teammates in Toronto are now opponents in the Hallway series. Marc Gasol of the Lakers, Serge Ibaka of the Clippers. Gasol's Lakers debut will not be tonight as the Lakers